Transferring data. Assistant has many features that improve data entry efficiency. One of these features is data transfer between related tax returns. First, we will demonstrate the transfer of rental schedules. Let's open a return with some rental schedules, and in the distribution section, list the beneficiaries. Beneficiaries have to be selected from the client list. After you have completed the rental schedule, you can transfer the schedule to the tax return of listed beneficiaries. To do so, click the Transfer Out button. Let's open the beneficiary's tax return. Assistant will not update the beneficiary's tax return, but will transfer the schedules to the beneficiary's transfer form. This form will pop up as soon as you open the beneficiary's tax return. The form will list available items or schedules which can be applied to the tax return. For example, here we have the rental schedule. If you tick the schedule and click the Apply button, the schedule will be added to the list of other rental schedules in the tax return. Let's have a look. As you can see, our schedule has been added to the list of other rental schedules. You can create a relationship between clients in Assistant and make a transfer of other details in the tax return. For instance, let's link John and Pia Smith as husband and wife. Open the Client's Details form and click on the Other tab. Select Relationships from the drop-down list. Select the type of relationship. In this case, we select Spouse. Move to the Client Code field and from the pick list, select John. You do not have to link John's record back to Pia's, as Assistant will do that for you. Now let's open the Gross Interest worksheet in John's tax return. If you wish to transfer the item to the tax return of the related individual or organisation, right-click on the appropriate item and select the beneficiary. In this case, we have only one related individual, John's wife, Pia. By selecting her from the menu, you will transfer the item to her tax return. The same can be done with dividends. In all instances, we have transferred data to Pia's tax return. If we open her tax return, the transfer form will be displayed with various items that we transferred from John's tax return. The spouse's details, such as spouse's income details, were transferred automatically. Interest and dividend items which are listed, we transferred manually. In the Income Distribution worksheet in Trust and Partnership returns, you can also link related taxpayers by selecting those from the client list. Click on the Transfer Out button and income distribution details will be sent to all beneficiary tax returns. As you can see, John's return has now received trust distribution, which if applied will be sent to item 13. All tax returns have annual taxation statements, which you can use to enter statements from trusts or super funds. The statement can be activated via the left-hand side navigator. Instead of completing several items, you can enter all amounts in one place, and Assistant will feed the amounts to the relevant items. There is another way of transferring data from one tax return to another that are not necessarily linked together. Open the tax return where you wish to transfer data from. Select Copy Return or Form from the Edit menu. This command will copy the contents of the tax return to the computer's memory. Let's open another tax return where we want the data to be copied to. From the Edit menu, select Show Paste Return Form. The list of completed items from the previous return will be displayed. Mark the items that you wish to copy from the source return. The applied items will overwrite any data that is already in the return, therefore use copy-paste in the initial stages of tax return preparation and then make additional changes to the items. If you start a new tax return for a client who has general ledger data, Assistant will ask if you want to use the ledger data to populate the tax return. If you choose yes to this option, the income statement will be populated as per data in the client's general ledger. As you can see, the tax return has been populated using data from the general ledger. If you make some changes to the ledger after you have created a tax return, you can reload data from the ledger to the existing tax return by selecting Load Values from Ledger from the Tools menu.